How much money can you make as a life coach is one of the biggest questions people have before becoming a life coach. And it's an all-important question to ask. After all, you need money to survive, and there's absolutely no shame in wanting to make a lot of money with coaching. But it can be hard to find a definitive answer online. Some gurus will tell you that every coach is making six figures within their first year, and other people will tell you that coaching is a scam and you'll never make real money. And let me tell you, neither of these are accurate. The truth is, there are coaches making incredible money. I'm talking about 10K, 20K, 50 to 100K per month. But there's also a massive group of coaches who are struggling to make even $1,000 a month. And it has nothing to do with how good of a coach they are. The difference comes down to understanding the business side of coaching, because running a coaching business is not the same as simply being a coach. This is why I built Coach Pony and helped over 30,000 coaches, so that you can learn the first thing, which is to make sure you can support yourself as a coach. So in this video, I'm going to give you the real numbers you can expect to make in your coaching business, what determines whether you'll be in the struggling group or the thriving group, and exactly what you need to do to start making the kind of money that lets you quit your day job and build the coaching business that you actually want. So let's get down to the numbers, because how much money can I actually make is probably why you're still here, right? It's time for some real talk about typical earnings at different stages of your coaching business. No unicorn math, no rainbows, also no sleaze, just facts. Now, I'm gonna share some pretty basic generalizations with you because that's all we can do, but it will give you some idea of what you can earn. There are always going to be coaches making both more and less than what I share here, but this will help you set your expectations. So let's start with brand new coaches. For most new coaches, those in the first 0 to 6 months, well, they're a real mixed bag. Many make nothing to maybe about $500 per month initially. And the reason is that one month you get a client, the next month you don't, and it averages out to not a lot of money over time. And this was absolutely true for me. The first 4 to 5 months of my business, my income was very much up and down. Some months I got a client, some months I didn't. Some months I made some money, some months I didn't. And unfortunately, to add to this, there are also plenty of coaches who make nothing at all in their first 6 months. And they rack up bills for training, for their website, software, and other expenses. So really, they're actually in the red. They're making negative money. And why is this? Well, it's not because they're bad coaches. That's really not it at all. It's because they're missing those core business systems I talk about a lot. Marketing, education, conversion, onboarding, and coaching. These systems are crucial. And new coaches are often trying to wing it, or they're chasing shiny objects, spending their time taking random advice in free groups from very sketchy people, instead of building a solid foundation based on strategic business systems. So as you move into the 6 month to 2 year mark, you start to see some coaches consistently earning in the $2,000 to maybe $8,000 to $10,000 per month range. This usually means they've gone part or full time in their business and are thinking about going all in as entrepreneurs if they haven't already. So for example, our Barb student Diana, who's already started to see $6,000 months in just 4 months of being in business. So what gets coaches here to a place where you're starting to earn some consistent money? So this is where understanding your niche, confidently pricing your packages, and consistently executing on one primary marketing channel really pays off. And the better you do this, the more money you will make. So coaches who are here have started to nail their niche and messaging, and they've remembered that they're not just selling coaching, they're selling what coaching can do. They're learning how to have easy sales conversations. They're usually closing 25% or more of their sales consults, and they're not afraid to charge a reasonable rate. They are definitely not undercharging. Once you hit that 18 months to 2 years, you've usually got those foundational systems humming, and this is where coaches can start pulling in $10,000 or more per month every single month, which means, of course, more than 6 figures each year. And sometimes you can make much more depending on your niche, your market, and your business modality. So what separates these coaches from the coaches making nothing to maybe $500 a month? What separates them is strategic thinking. Coaches who are making over 6 figures are looking at their coaching business more like a CEO. They're consistently reviewing numbers. They're not doing hope marketing. They're focusing on what they know works based on data, and also they're very clear on doing what they love. So they're no longer just wildly hustling. They're focused. They're building a real business based on real business systems that work together to consistently bring in both clients and revenue. Now, let's talk about timeline expectations because I'm sure you are like, how long is this going to take me? So I want to be clear that building a coaching business is a marathon, not a sprint. It takes effort, it takes knowledge, and of course it takes know-how. So please don't expect instant millions, but do expect that the consistent application of good business practices will 100% lead to growth. So if I can do it, and I mean, just to be clear, I'm super lazy, I love the couch, I take a lot of naps. Trust me, you can do this too. And if you want proof, and I mean, clearly I would also want proof, Amy went from 0 to 6 figures in just about a year. And then in a few years, she was making multiple 6 figures. Benjamin went from nothing to regular $10,000 months in just 8 or 9 months. He absolutely crushed it. And now he makes upwards of $300,000 a year every year. Trey was able to scale up to well beyond 6 figures annually in just a couple of years. And of course, you can always check out our reviews page to see real stories of what coaches are charging and what they're actually making. Of course, to be clear, there are always exceptions. Some coaches move way faster than others, usually because they hit the ground running with experience as an entrepreneur already, or they have an existing audience in their niche. But for most of us, coaching is our very first stab at building a business, at being an entrepreneur. And so there's a lot to learn, and that takes time. And by the way, if you want to hear my whole story and also how my first 8 months as a coach went, check out this video that breaks down my entire journey from 0 to $10,000 months. All right, let's get real about revenue versus profit. You hear all of these big numbers about coaches making $10,000 or $20,000 a month in revenue, but what does that actually mean for your take-home pay? Because this is important. Gross revenue and actual profit are two very different animals. And if you aren't thinking like an entrepreneur, you can quickly get confused about the distinction, which is why it's important for me to unpack this just very briefly. So first, what do your actual profit margins look like as a coach? The good news is that coaching can be incredibly profitable. Especially with private coaching, you don't need very much infrastructure, so you can hang on to almost all of that revenue that you earn. You can easily spend less than $2,000 a year just in simple operational expenses and keep the rest. And the reason for this is because you basically just need a way to communicate with clients, like Google Meet that's free, a way to schedule them, and a way to take payments. In this day and age with FaceTime and Venmo and other free tools, you really don't need much as the bare bones minimum. But in reality, you do have some essential business expenses that you do need to budget for no matter what you do. So while a simple website or LinkedIn page is a great start, you'll also need a way to take payments like PayPal or Stripe. So at some point you'll be paying some payment processing fees. You'll need an appointment scheduling tool like Calendly or Paperbell. It's a must to make your life more professional and give you more ease as a coach when you schedule client calls and networking calls. You'll probably also want to set aside some money for networking, whether that's conference fees or just coffees. And don't forget professional development, like your coaching certification or some related skills training. Depending on your business structure and location, you might need liability insurance and some kind of business registration or a business license. Now, when you start to scale, especially with group programs or online do-it-yourself programs, your infrastructure costs will increase to include things like webinar platforms, email automation systems, and potentially graphic design like a Canva membership or IT support. Now, for another really important part that we have to talk about, it's taxes. So I am not an accountant or a financial advisor, and taxes can vary wildly based on where you live and how your business is legally set up. But as a golden rule of thumb, you should always set aside about 30% of your profit for taxes. So this is the critical difference between gross revenue, all money in, and what your actual take-home pay is. So what's left after your expenses and after your taxes. To structure your finances for sustainable growth, just start simple. Focus on profitable private coaching first and keep your expenses low. As you grow, carefully invest in tools and support that directly help you to serve more clients or deliver your services more efficiently. Please do not go buying into all of the fancy software or start launching multiple expensive programs before you've proven your core offer and ability to find clients. Remember, the goal here is to build something real and also something sustainable that you enjoy, and not just chase flashy revenue numbers that don't have real profit behind them. Let's talk more about the revenue side of things. Let's pull back the curtain and talk about the actual client load you can realistically handle and how that translates into your income capacity. This is where the money math gets really interesting. So for most new coaches, starting with private coaching is the easiest way to get profitable quickly because you need very little in terms of infrastructure. You've heard me say this in this video already. So if you price your private coaching package at say $2,500 per client, maybe that's 10 sessions, here's the straightforward math. To hit around $5,000 per month, which is $60,000 a year, you need to only enroll 2 clients per month. To reach $10,000 per month, which is $120,000 a year, you're looking at just 4 clients per month or 1 per week. But what if you do what I did when I was fairly new and you start charging $3,500 per package or $5,000 per package? You can see now that you're potentially hitting 6 figures and multiple 6 figures with the same amount of clients, and you're not working any harder. So see, you don't need 1,000 clients or a massive social media following to make serious money with private coaching. You just need a solid foundation, a great offer, a focused niche, and of course the focus and motivation to execute consistently and show up consistently. So how do you calculate your own income potential? Start with your desired monthly income. So for the purposes of this video, we'll focus on private coaching just for now. Divide your income goal by your package price to see how many clients you need to enroll per month or per launch. If that number isn't where you want to be, here are 4 options to help you. So option 1, raise your prices. As you gain experience and you get clients' results and of course client testimonials, please increase what you charge. Option 2 is to refine your offer and messaging and make sure your coaching package really clearly articulates the benefit of coaching and what you do and the result that your clients will get so that they see and understand the immense value of what you offer and are therefore more likely to buy. Option 3 is to improve your conversion rate. Practice your sales conversations and make sure that you're attracting the right audience. And option 4 is to increase your reach. Get better at your chosen marketing channel to bring more potential clients into your sales funnel. Okay, that was a lot. We've covered a lot of ground today, so let's do a quick recap. First, if you want to be successful, then you have to master the business side of coaching, not just the coaching side. You need business skills. Second, it takes time to build a business. It'll likely take you 18 months or even a bit longer to hit 6 figures, but if you treat your coaching business like a business, you'll get there so much faster. And finally, please don't forget to think about your profit margin, not just your gross revenue. It's easy to support yourself as a coach with minimum overhead if you coach privately, so one-on-one, and that's a great place for new coaches to start. And then over time, you can build out other programs from there. So that's it. That's the real truth about how much money you can actually make as a life coach in the business modality of private coaching. Let me know what you thought of this video in the comments. Is the money you could earn higher or lower than what you're expecting? What are your thoughts? And as I've said throughout this video, the difference between the coaches making $10,000 a month and the coaches making $500 a month isn't their coaching skills, it's their business skills. They just understand how to position themselves, create irresistible offers, and find clients who are actually excited to pay them. And of course, I want to help you do the same. We've got lots of resources for you at CoachPony.com, but the most important one for you right now is a free training video that shows you how to avoid the critical mistake that stops most coaches from getting clients, and also shows you exactly where to find paying clients using a very simple 2-step process that does not require you to be on social media or spend tons of money on ads. So click the top link in the description and I will show you exactly how to build a coaching business that actually pays you what you're worth. Finally, make sure to like and subscribe if you found this video interesting or helpful, and click here to watch my video on how to build a life coaching business from scratch and scale it up to $10,000 per month. If you do, you'll also get to see one of my super embarrassing baby photos, and it's of me crying, so enjoy that. So that's all I have for you today. I'll see you in the next video.